Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the History of Fan Anime. I'm your host, William Chow, and in today's episode, it's a really quick episode, and I managed to go through archives and found some really classic video cassettes. And so for some of the people who don't really know, and obviously in the modern era know what video cassettes are, it's just sort of going to go over how we used to get a lot of our anime and how we used to basically have to use some of these things to do fan subbing. So I'm going to go through this quick little pile of some things I managed to find and just see how classic they are, okay? So, the first one I found in the stack is this one right here, okay? This is the video cassette for the first OVA of Vampire Princess Mew, okay? And so, just like any other sort of CD or DVD that you would normally get at the time, these are how we used to get anime to us. So this is really expensive. Okay, so this is really early eras of anime. I'm looking at the release date on this one here, and it's 1988. Okay, so this came out in basically the very late 80s, when basically this style of anime was just starting to come out. Okay, so this is the very first OVA for Vampire Princess Mew. Okay, and I'm just reading the yen information on here. This thing is only 30 minutes long. Okay, so one cassette, 30 minutes, and the pricing on the side, if you look at the side spine right here, the information on it says it is 5,500 yen, so $55 US for 30 minutes of anime. Okay, and again, it's not even nothing really too special about what's in it here. You can see very short cassette. Line of card information and some very simple information from the actual show and from the series. So this is how we did our some of the first test runs of Vampire Princess Mew before I actually got the laserdiscs and that kind of stuff to do this particular series. So again, Vampire Princess Mew. So again, this is very expensive. How to get this kind of anime? Okay. The second one I pulled out is the first OVA for Here is Greenwood, or Kokowa Greenwood. Okay. So again, this particular video cassette, okay, very much the same. It's OVA number 1. This one came out in 91. So November 1991. Okay, it goes for 5,800 yen, so $58 US roughly. And again, it's just one episode of Greenwood, 30 minutes long. Okay, so very short. But again, it's standard cassette that comes in here. We have a little kind of a liner note here. Okay. Some roughly some scenes and that kind of stuff from the actual show, some character artwork and that kind of stuff in here. So yeah, so very simple, but very expensive. Okay, again, you have to realize that back in the this is 1991, so we're not even anywhere close to Windows 95 or anything like that. So again, you can't in your modern era, you're always used to streaming the videos. You don't have to have a piece of physical media to transfer these videos and that kind of stuff, or to even see the videos, right? So in this era, in order to get this anime or even music or that kind of stuff, you actually have to send a physical copy on a cassette or whatever from Japan over to North America, and then basically be able to stick this into a VCR machine to actually play and get your video. Okay, that's the only way you can get the anime, and that's why even at this price you still would pay for it in order to get it, because there's just no other way to do it, right? And that's why some of the stuff is just so expensive to do. Okay, all right. Here's just another one here. Okay. This is the movie for Maison Ikaku, the final, very end movie for Maison Ikaku. Okay, so you can just kind of flip over here, and there you got to see out some of the scenes from the very near the very end of the series, right? Okay, and let's see. This one came out in 1988. It's 70 minutes long. Okay, And this is the killer part right here, okay? Because it's a longer, full featured length movie, okay? They charged 13,800 yen for this thing, so $138 US, okay, for a 70-minute movie, okay, on a cassette like this, okay. And again, you open it up, and standard video cassette that's in there, okay. And see what we got for liner notes here. Simple, really basic card. Simple, basic card thing for that. Some scenes and that kind of stuff from the movie there, okay. Basically, yeah. But again, I remember, before we, got to the laserdiscs and that stuff, these are the kind of copies and tapes we were going to have to use in order to get the anime that we, to get it subtitled and get it translated, right? And the other interesting thing you may notice on this thing that I just pointed out in this when I was looking at the label here, it's in hi-fi mono. Okay, it's not even in stereo. This copy, all right, and because you just gotta imagine what they got there. Okay, all right, okay, and there's another special thing here for Maison Ikaku, and this is a special kind of OVA sort of thing. This is the I like to refer to it as the proposition episode, if you will. Okay, so again, the cassette there, piece of silica gel. I guess to keep the looks of that. There's your survey card, card. Okay, and okay, so this is the pretty simple liner note here. And so yeah, this is just a sort of a short, segmented piece of Maison Ikaku that they had. If I remember right, it was having to do with the sort of like the picture episode with Godai and that kind of stuff in that one. And then of course the last one of this one in the series is this one here. This is the Maison Ikaku karaoke edition. So this is basically all the songs, various different songs and that kind of stuff in karaoke version. And you can see the track list and that kind of stuff on the back of that there. Okay. Again, I do believe it's about 30 minutes long, because it's only like 7 songs on this thing, right? It's 4,800 yen. Okay, so $48 US, that type of thing. And it's in hi-fi. There we go. So one very significant, because I think at this time, in order to do VHS kind of, or even laserdisc karaoke's, and that in a lot of cases, the VCDs and that kind of as well, you had to basically put on one channel, the left channel would be the song in without the vocals, and then on the right channel you would put the song with the vocals, so that way if you needed help and you wanted to sing along with the song, then you'd listen to the left side or right side, whatever it happens to be. And then if you want to try to sing karaoke without the vocals and do it totally with your vocals, then you listen to the opposite channel, which is the left channel. Okay, so he said, so these are sort of the comic book sets that we had in the day, and the thing that is in common with all these is that in order to get anime or to watch anime, you actually had to physically send and hold a copy of the actual anime on DVD, because this is the medium that you use to transfer between Japan to here in order to watch and get the anime here. You just can't digitally do it, because again, it wasn't that sort of operating system, the internet, and that kind of stuff. It was just not available, and not to that speed that you can do that with, like you can nowadays, right? So again, this sort of gives you a reminder that physical ownership of these things, whether or not it's an official one like this one, or a fan that later you had to make a copy of, was the way to do it, and that was the whole system of how we had to do things. And again, I'll later on get into an episode more about how we did things like trading and that kind of stuff and whatnot that we have. Okay, now The other thing I wanted to also mention is that I also was pointed out by the comments and the chat and some emails that people were sending me. How do you get some fan subs, and how do you get different kind of things from Sarah? Since if you wanted to do something like that, you can't really do that in this modern era. And I've kind of thought, and I've kind of realized that I've got a lot of the various different materials and that kind of stuff left over from that era, left over from the store and that stuff. If you're interested and you'd like to have some cassettes or some CDs or whatever and whatnot, and some various I got a whole bunch of some leftover swag material from like the conventions, like comics and that kind of stuff. If you're interested, drop me an email, drop me a comment or whatever, and get a hold of me, and then I'll see what I can do. I can send you like the old days, if you whatever. I can send you some some physical media, some physical tapes, just to see what it's like. If you do a YouTube or do a Twitch stream, and you would want to do an unboxing video or whatever, absolutely. Reach out and tell me, and I'll see if I can work out some details or whatever, or shipping or whatever, and I'll send you some stuff, and then you can actually have some piece of history, if you will. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to go down below, click subscribe, and get into more episodes of the history of fan anime. Also, you may notice that I also down to have a link below, because the search algorithm in YouTube is kind of wacky, and sometimes the people are having problems finding different episodes that I've made, or keeping on the same topic. Like, say, so for example, you like my stories about conventions, or you like my stories about cosplay, or you like my stories about CDs, and you want to get recommendations of more CDs or more animes. It's hard for YouTube to follow one video after another, or see which ones I have which are about that. So basically, I'm now recompiling and making a list or database, okay, that you can physically download yourself and actually look and see where all of my episodes are, and they come with all the links and that kind of stuff, as well as a more concise description of what's in each particular episode. And I've got the link below, and I'll continue, and on all my new videos I'll continue putting that link below. So if you would like to see more episodes and more and things that are in common with this particular episode, you can go to that, and you can see that. Because I said, the way I was doing these documentary type episodes is like a documentary. It's like a book. Okay, I'm just doing different chapters and different sections of the book to keep it fresh and keep it new, that you guys can keep interested, and hopefully subscribe and see different things that have that. So again, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, please go below and click subscribe, so you can see these new episodes as I put them out, as well as now I've now formatted kind of an index, so that you can now go back and see the previous episodes and see how it's forming different chapters of a book, literally like a book, and hopefully that you'll be able to watch more episodes and basically just see how basically anime was back in the early days. Okay, so until next time, see you again.